Hello guys, it is me again, it's HorrorFan34, and welcome back to another video. And this is also, like I said before, this is the continuation of my reviews for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series. I don't know why I said this is also, I don't know why I said that, so forget that. I was trying to say this is the continuation of my reviews for the Chainsaw Massacre films. Now that we are done with the original series, which was from the original one to the next generation, now let's talk about the remake that rebooted the franchise. And of course you can tell by the title, that review is going to be on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now of course this is the 2003 remake that, I think this was released, sorry, gotta clear my throat there, sorry. I believe this came out, I think, around October of 2003. I believe it was October of 2003. I know this film was a big hit when it came out. It had a really small budget. And I think it made a little over $100 million, so it was a really big hit. It was a big enough hit that they made the prequel a few years later. I'll get to that in the next review. But the 2003 remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right off the bat, I'd probably say this will be in my top 5 favorite horror remakes, or at least my, because I know I did a long time ago. I did a top 10 horror remakes list, like my favorites, and I know this was on there. I forget like what order it was, but it's definitely in my top 10 favorite remakes of all time. I thoroughly really enjoyed this film. I think it's one of the best horror remakes out there. I mean, it's up there with, you know, I mean, this is like one of the better horror remakes for past. Who knows how many years, I mean, because you figure with this remake, then you had Friday the 13th remake, which was actually by the same director who did this film, Marcus Nispel, who did both this and the Jason remake. But the thing is, though, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street remake didn't care for, Prom Night remake I hated, Maniac remake I really do enjoy. But so there's some good remakes out there, and some of them are not so good. I think this is one of the ones that are good. I like the fact, though, that Marcus Nispel, well, before I get onto that, the basic idea with the film is that you have a group of friends. It takes place in the 70s. I think it takes place in 73. You have a bunch of friends going to a Leonard Skinner concert. They're traveling through Texas. One thing leads to another. Just like the original film, they pick up a hitchhiker, but it's a completely different hitchhiker. It's a girl this time. And they're trying to get her some help, and they're driving towards the direction of the house, and she's scared and things like that. You know, she said, "You're all gonna die," and then of course you have that shot where she pulls the gun and shoots herself, and really great camera view shot of them screaming. Then the camera pans back, and it goes through the bullet hole, and you see her head go back. Really beautiful. I like the way that shot. It's a really great looking camera shot. One thing leads to another. They end up at the house where the family's at, pretty much, and they start getting killed off one by one. Now, getting on to what I was going to say before, Marcus Nispel, I give him credit for the fact that he tried that. He actually really did succeed with this. I was going to say he really did succeed of not trying to copy the original film. He made it his own movie. It was not a shot-for-shot remake like Psycho and things like that. It's a completely different family. It's different family members. You have a different hitchhiker. Yeah, different. You know, it's just different overall. I think it works really well. I like the fact that Marcus Nispel didn't try to copy the original. He made it his own movie, and I like that. I like that he made it his own movie, and I think that's what works about this film. Now, the cast that you have for the film, with the friends, you have Jessica Biel as the lead, who, of course, after this went on to be in a lot of other stuff. I now pronounce Chuck and Larry with Adam Sandler. Jessica Biel was also known for a lot of other stuff. Jessica Biel, she went on to be in quite a bit of stuff. Jonathan Tucker, who was in The Ruins. You have Erica Leerhsen, who was in Blair Witch 2. And I think she was also in Wrong Turn 2, I believe. I'm pretty sure she was in that. Mike Vogel, who was in Cloverfield. You have Eric Balfour from Skyline, and of course, Andrew Bernarski is Leatherface this time around. I didn't mention in my Next Generation review, the Leatherface was played by Robert Jacks, who is no longer with us anymore either, which is sad. But Andrew Bernarski this time plays Leatherface, and I think he does a really solid job playing Leatherface. This one, though, they're called the Hewitt family. So instead of the Sawyers, it's the Hewitts, so it's a completely different family. And one of the part of the family members is R. Lee Ermey as the sheriff. R. Lee Ermey, without a doubt, I think he was probably the best actor in the movie. Like, Jessica Biel does a great job as the female lead, but excuse me. I think R. Lee Ermey steals the show quite a bit in this as the sheriff. He's creepy, he's intimidating. And, you know, I just think R. Lee Ermey just steals the show as the creepy sheriff. And, you know, R. Lee Ermey, of course, is no longer with us anymore either, so rest in peace to R. Lee Ermey. But this film works on so many levels. It's a completely different film. It's a completely different film from the original. It's its own movie. A completely different family, different hitchhiker, different cast, different characters. They're not like Sally and Franklin. These are brand new characters, so I like that. You know, Leatherface they're the Hewitts. They're not the Sawyers, so that's different. And on top of that, too, I mean, and some of the other family members, you have, you know, Leatherface. You have R. Lee Ermey. You also have this guy in the wheelchair who lost both of his legs. You also have the tea lady, oh my. And then you have the skinny lady, they have a baby, and things like that. And just really creepy stuff, like, especially when you watch, like, some of the TV spots. Excuse me, I gotta get a drink after this video. But, there's some creepy stuff, like, I remember in one of the TV spots, and it's in the movie as well, where the skinny lady and the tea lady, the fat lady, they're talking to Jessica Biel, and they're like, poor sweet boy, he's no harm. And the fat lady goes, sweet boy. You know, just creepy stuff. And I like Jessica Biel as the female lead. She was strong. She's not a pushover. You know, she's not, you know, a damsel in distress. She's a strong female. I like Jessica Biel. I think she does a great job in the role. I think the actors who played the other friends did a fine job as well. But like I said, R. Lee Ermey just without a doubt steals the show. Of course, R. Lee Ermey, Standing Silverman, Full Metal Jacket, among many other films, R. Lee Ermey. Andrew Bernarski does a solid job as Leatherface, but still to me, though, the Leatherface that I'm always going to remember is Gunnar Hansen. He's my favorite Leatherface ever. And on top of that, too, this film is really, really gory. It's bloody. And on top of that, too, it's got some really nice bits of action in the movie as well. Good action-packed sequences, especially like in the slaughterhouse scene where Jessica Biel is getting chased by Leatherface, and really great scenes in there where she's hiding in one of those lockers. She pops out of the locker and cuts off Leatherface's arm with a meat cleaver, and he's only left with one arm. And she really messes up R. Lee Ermey by running him over with the car, the sheriff car, running him over a few times. That was pretty badass. Sorry. But I apologize for all the coughing, sorry. But I think this film works a lot on so many levels. It's a completely different film from the original, so I like that. Different hitchhiker, different family, different characters. It's more bloody, it's more action-packed. Because, you know, the original film was more about the atmospheric vibe, much more of a shock value, kind of like it was based more on the atmosphere of the film, more of like a really shocking film. This one is more of a bloody film, like a slasher movie and things like that. But I think this works really, really well. It's a great remake, and one of the few Michael Bay produced remakes that's pretty good. Because, you know, I like Michael Bay as a director, you know, The Rock and Bad Boys 1 and 2 and things like that, but I think this is one of the few remakes that he produced that was pretty good. I think he also produced the Jason remake, which was also pretty good, but I think this is one of the best remakes out there, in my opinion. It's bloody, it's graphic. I like Jessica Biel, I like Ermey, I like the other cast members as well. And overall, it's a really solid movie. Really, really solid remake. And this DVD is fantastic, by the way. This is the 2-disc special edition DVD that opens up like a chainsaw. It's got pictures in here and things like that. But disc 1, you have 3 commentaries. One with Michael Bay. I know you have one with Michael Bay, Marcus Nispel, Jessica Biel, and Eric Balfour. All three commentaries are a lot of fun to listen to. The 3 commentaries are pretty good. Alternate opening, that's on disc 1. Disc 2, you have an alternate opening and an alternate ending. You have a deleted scenes documentary on what was cut from the film. Chainsaw Redux Making a Massacre, which is about a 70-minute documentary on the making of the movie, which is pretty cool. Shocky, you have a documentary about Ed Gein, this was based on Ed Gein, about the real-life Ed Gein. You have Screen Test with Jessica Biel, Eric Balfour, and Erica Leerhsen, trailer and TV spots, music video. So a lot of good stuff on this 2-disc DVD. But really solid remake, and overall, I highly recommend you check this out. So that is pretty much it for my review for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Alright guys, take care.